I have joined the game, and it seems someone has never left. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Minecraft, the broken script. And last time, the script was broken indeed, as over hours and hours of a seemingly normal Minecraft save, things just slowly came apart, and then all at once, and then seemingly almost stopped. Well, less stopped, more froze, as that sun has been hanging in the same exact place in the sky for what at this point must be weeks. A lot happened. We were transported to another world. Hello, things seem to be back on track! Literal seconds after I come back, God. It's like it knows I've been away for a while. It's like it knows I'm coming back. I don't know why, but every time I come back to a session, things always seem to jumpstart. I need to find a place to sleep. I'm not joking. It's been daylight for like 8 hours, and then the moment I get back, it starts doing this. Alright, I'm just going to, since I don't have a bed, I'm just going to camp out here for a little bit and kind of get up to speed with what's going on. Oh, that is a lot of zombies to suddenly spawn. I should probably help the Iron Golem. It's going to be a lot even for you, huh? I should at least show my host some courtesy. Okay, maybe it's not too much for you. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's too much for me. Thank you for your help. I'll take it from here. Ow. Good teamwork. An empty bed. Okay, great. But, I'm actually just gonna... Wait. Is everyone getting up? There's an open door. They're not taking every bed. I can still hear some awake. What are you guys doing? I hear them, but I don't see them. Shouldn't they all be in beds? There's nobody anywhere. They were all occupied just a second ago. Okay, there's somebody here. What is going on? Alright, whatever. I'm getting inside. Oh, come on, get inside, buddy. Alright, Iron Golem's coming to take care of it. Anyway, at the end of the last episode, what I sort of came to as a conclusion is that this whole thing seems to have a nostalgic melancholy to it. Like, this null figure, in what few interactions we've had, almost seems like sadly longing for the early days of Minecraft, and that's really interesting, because very early on in this save, when I was down in the mines trying to get myself started, I had noted something, and that was that the caves, they felt very narrow and dark and winding, but not nearly as complex as in current versions of the game, which is weird because we're playing in a current version of the game. I actually likened it to almost like the beta of Minecraft. Now, initially, I had cut that line, but as I got later in the game, I went back and re-added it to the project because it actually started to feel like more than coincidence. Throughout the game, I had noticed, but not vocalized, because I couldn't quite place it, why this whole world just feels so much emptier than I'm used to. And after reading some of your comments, I got it. It's fewer mobs, it's fewer structures. There's almost nothing here that wasn't in the beta of Minecraft. It's like this whole world gen is somehow 10 years in the past, even more. And that is a really eerie thing to realize it's been with us for this whole time. But I'm gonna try and sleep and see what happens. We've slept, but it's not... Oh no, where's the moon? Well, actually, I should probably not look directly at the moon. I learned that from the fog. But no, it's not moving either. We've had our eternal day now. It seems like we're probably in an eternal night. I was thinking that a fresh start in a new place might help us, but I think as soon as possible, I'm gonna want to get to the old base. We need to at least retrieve our stuff. And I'm thinking we should probably set up a nether portal here if these are going to be the 2 points we bounce back and forth between. Before we get started on that, though, there was one thing I wanted to try. See, we had sort of a seance last time where we tried speaking to this null using the in-game text chat, you know, that thing that should never ever be used in single player. But it actually yielded results. Sometimes. Certain phrases, certain basic questions got an answer, but most of the things I tried didn't get anything, and I just wasn't sure what to try, so it didn't go too far. But I've been playing Phasmophobia recently, and another thing I thought is, what if we tried to invoke its name? I had noted that it seems to be behaving almost like a player with infinite power. How will they react to being addressed? Nothing? Oh no. Oh no! Connection lost, null. Circuit does not approve. And we're dead. Okay, but we're right here. They are upon us. This is a huge number of spawns. I wonder if that's not part of it too, because remember in the caves in the last video, there was a whole pack of creepers that spawned at the end of a mine shaft. Well, here's where we'll earn some of our XP back and defend the town in the process. Can't we at least get some, like, positive trade reputation for this? It's hard to tell. Has it lowered our draw distance again? In the dark, it's tough to make out. As we're getting our levels back, there is a lot of bad news roaming around out here. Oh my god! I can barely see it in the dark, but one of those things is back. One of those glitchy shapes. Yes, definitely. Okay, we need to stay away from the village. Thought it was another one of those shadow creatures, but it was just a tree. Okay, this looks promising. I was just on fire for a second. It was only because of the rain that it was put out. Alright, you know what? Since I really don't want to leave, I'm just gonna make my own mine. And it's gonna be 10 times better than your mine, and I'm just gonna go until I hit a cave. Oh my god, oh, well, that's... Can I get up through you? That's my only hope, kinda. Yep, nope. So those things will follow me into mines, which basically makes it impossible to do anything about. I didn't place that cobblestone. That wasn't here when I was just here. Now, here's the question. Is that thing still gonna be down? It is. It very much is. There goes changing the view distance again. And all my stuff is gone! It's been like 1 minute. Are you serious? Let's see if there's anything that can help get us started out at this unfinished nether portal. I'm honestly tempted at this point to just head back and not even bother trying. With only a couple of obsidian, we could complete this. There's one. There's also gold, some flint and steel, and some pretty useless weaponry. Taking all the iron and bread I can get from this place. It's just so aggravating that I've been basically reset to 0 multiple times in this. Well, this thing doesn't seem to be here anymore. I had the exact same problem as before, but hopefully we can get a little deeper now. Here we go, finally. Okay, we have cave system. Now, here's something that I'm really interested to know. We learned last time that we can prevent the new blocks, the deep slate, from disappearing if we mine it from a far enough distance. We can get it. I wonder what'll happen if we end up placing it somewhere. Diamonds! We have diamond. You know, I realized a side effect of the eternal night is that not only will we wake up in the middle of the night, which is pretty strange for Minecraft, these villagers won't wake up at all. They wake up with the sunrise that'll never come, and so they'll just be in their beds indefinitely. Well, until this decides to tick forward again, but given how long the day was, we've seen how long that can take. I really need to put some of this stuff away, and then we'll see what this is all about. Can you give me that? Can you just give me that? Okay. Let's find out what your deal is. It's just a black square. And I'm guessing it's indestructible. Not that I would know. No, it's like it disappears and then immediately respawns. So that's just right here now. Hang on. We could place something to destroy it. It can be displaced. Now I'm really curious. If we take this cobbled deep slate, I kind of think it'll have the same fate as the stuff downstairs, but what if we... No. No, if we place it ourselves, it will remain. All at once, in trying to be a beta world, that kind of makes these an exotic material, huh? Oh, hey. You. You're like those creepers in the caves. You had zeros and ones as well. I wonder if you could translate that to something. Wow, that pork really hits the spot, or steak, I think. Oh no. What is this? Slowness, slow falling, and blindness. Sudden darkness slowly crawling down a mine shaft, while distorted Christmas music plays. It's like a nightmare about Minecraft. And like everything else, it just comes and is gone just as abruptly. Wow, we're actually down at Adminium. I didn't know we were this deep. Maybe we should be doing some horizontal mining then. I'm pretty sure I hear mining around me, but it's very faint, so I can't tell. I also have my rendering machine going in the background, so... Oh my god. What was that? That was like lightning underground! I'm close to adminium. Let's go towards it. That was over on the right. Lightning struck underground close enough to hit me. And see here. The sound is cutting out once more, but on OBS, I'm still reading levels. Why is that? It's so sudden. And I unpaused to a loud cave noise. Upward seems the best way to do this, but look, I'm seeing cobblestone up there. It would not at all shock me to learn that this might be a dungeon. Yes, if that's the case, then I've never approached one from this angle before. Would that then mean that we can just sort of mine up from underneath and deal with this? Let's do it. There we go. Perfect. And gotcha. Any of you guys want to come fight me? Ow. I didn't mean right now. Nope. I have never managed to come up from underneath a dungeon before. Ooh, and this opens onto a system. Okay. We can grab your loot, which really just consists of more bread, wheat, golden apple. All this good stuff. All I really need is some iron, though. It's all I care about. There's some more diamond that I can't collect. Spider City down here. There's our iron. Right, I think we're good. I think we're good. We have our mine away from home. Hey, what gives? The never-ending night still hasn't ended. Let's just grab our diamonds, and we should be all set to get that nether portal working again. Geode, diamonds. Oh no, you're not taking this from me. I can now build myself a diamond pick. And I was gonna say that in the morning I'll get over to the nether portal and try and fix it, but that's not how things work right now. There's something over there. Up on the mountain, something's all lit up. Alright, as soon as I can get some health going, we'll go see what that is. I'm really sorry for this, villagers, but I fear that whatever happened back at my base is now happening here at your town. In order to see this, we're gonna have to climb this mountain here. Actually, the mountain on top of where we were mining may not be a coincidence. Where is what I'm looking for? Look at that golem go fighting things down there. He's probably gonna need some repairs at some point. Yep, there's one of those structures. A cobblestone column with redstone on top. There. It's like a glowstone nether portal. And I sure didn't put it here. There's water flowing from it, but only in one direction. Oh, there's a lot of nonsense. If I had a flint and steel, I could try lighting this. It looks like there's another incomplete nether portal down there. They are just everywhere on this save. So it is true. If I hang around in any one place long enough, your encroachment is inevitable. Maybe I'll want to hang around for a little bit longer. I mean, maybe you'll give us another one of those portal rooms. That would actually be acting in my favor at that point. It would essentially be a fast travel. Will this do anything? It will not. Okay, let's get down there and see what we can scavenge. This nether portal is in considerably worse shape than the other ones, so we'll definitely start with the other in repairs. However, there are some good things here. Okay, I'll take all of those. In fact, you know, this discovery kind of makes it so we don't even need the diamond pickaxe anymore, but we have it now. Hey, it may not be a literal portal, but at least it acts as a beacon, right? Shows the right direction. This beehive isn't making the same sounds as the one close to base. Hey, Creeper, get over here. If only Minecraft had physics. Come on, we're gonna topple this thing like a statue of Saddam. Boom. Let's break this down. Hey, it's like capture the flag, right? I'm doing this for you, villagers. I'm protecting you. Let's just knock down this whole structure. You did have some down in the mines that was indestructible. You've placed stuff elsewhere, usually in water, but it's never been indestructible. So there's clearly a difference between constructions. There, no trace. Let's get out there on its own little island far away from the village. I wonder how much effort they went to seal this demon portal back in the day. Now we're reopening it. We should probably... First thing I always do with one of these things is get rid of the lava just beneath it to prevent a mishap upon exit. And... let's seal it up. This will be a bit bigger than my normal nether portals. Whoomph. Now, we are going to be a pretty good distance away from our haunting ground. In fact, I'm not even sure which way it is. I'm hoping that we can pick a direction and see it from somewhere. I'm thinking it should be this way. I mean, we are literally thousands of blocks in the other direction. Hey, look at that. Is there a nether fortress right here? Potentially very useful information. Alright, but I think the only choice is going to be to drop here. The nether is really scary when you don't have it properly mapped out. Especially when I have no idea if those... I guess we can call them null creatures are going to show up here. Yeah, I have no idea if I'm even going the right way. The area we were at was fairly self-contained and high up, from what I remember. And some bones, and potentially another nether fortress. Well, don't that just beat all? This thing thinks it's so scary. What about us, having bones in our inventory? I mean, how much mass is this? That's like at least 5 people. I have made the achievement, a terrible fortress. Guess we got close enough to trigger that. Ow, ow, what? So even here I'm being attacked. They're out there. Once upon a time, I was actually really good at flinging these things back at you. Come on, hit. There we go. It was a one-hit kill, too. That was satisfying. Of course, there's more of them out there. Yeah, no, you have fun with that. I was thinking I'd be able to at least see where the portal is by going to 0, but in reality it has not helped me one bit, so now I don't know what to do. This place is weird company. Right at the base of a fortress, too. I didn't even notice we were right here. Well, that's very useful to have. Unfortunately, this whole thing didn't really work at all, so instead, I'm gonna work in reverse. Take a screenshot of those coordinates, and just sort of do it backwards. We'll find this later from the other side. In the meantime, it seems the eternal night hasn't ended. I've had a lot of fun here, but at this point the only way back is gonna be to go back, so let's put anything unnecessary away. We have got a boat ride ahead of us. We also want to leave a decent number of materials here so that we'll have something, well, here. We want to be able to start work from any point. We've got about a 5,000 block journey ahead of us, and this time we'll be doing it entirely at night. So this is likely to be a bit of a rough trip. Really, I think the best way to survive is going to be to stay away from land as much as possible. There are just villages all over the place out here. I'm worried I'm not in the same waterways that I entered from. The aspect ratio just cropped again. Why did that happen? No crashes, no VHS, no banning. You're changing more than just the draw distance. And I'll tell you what, this village's nether portal is also mostly complete, and it's about at the halfway mark. Could be quite useful. You've also got that binary over your head. We may be able to finish this right here and now. Hang on. Will this work? No, the crying obsidian, it doesn't work. But if we spend a painstakingly long time on it, we can get rid of it. There we go. Place you down. And now, whoomph. We've still got our gold on. We need screenshots of these coordinates. There we are. Now I wonder if we see anything familiar from here. Not really. Okay, yes, right here. I have found the torches I just placed. Alright, let's place this here, just mark the trail. And now we're starting to put this together. Just make sure there's beacons where we need them. There we are! That took absolutely forever. And unfortunately, before I can get inside and settle in again, I am gonna have to screenshot some coordinates. There's our nether portal standing strong. I wonder if anything's changed while I've been away. Well, I have no doubt things will change now that I'm back, that's for sure. Fortunately, in a never-ending night, things aren't really any safer here. In there. Ow. Hey, jerk! This is my portal, my property. Okay, now, let's see what we can see. No, we got very close to here. That makes little sense. I am downright nostalgic for the Catch Me platform. Okay, we're gonna want to set our spawn point as soon as possible because if we die right now, we're going right back to the village. My bed's not here. Oh, right, I moved it to the other house. Right here. And our respawn is saved. Oh, hey, it's one of you guys. Aren't you, like, absurdly rare? Yet this is quickly becoming an unplayable world because at night, in Eternal Night, the enemy spam is just unbelievable. It's like Helldivers level. Okay, I have an idea, but I'm gonna have to move on from this pretty soon. Come on, there is something I've wanted to try. That particular structure may be new. That's regular stone. This one might not have been here before. Not seeing much down there. Well, aside from the regular mobs, but the pillagers have been absent for a while. Down there, it's just an absolute sea of mobs. Look at that. Okay, we are going to go through the portal again, but this time we may do things slightly differently. I don't know what was just hitting me right there, but it wasn't anything normal. It was also completely silent, whatever it was. Okay, if we come down here, we could just use our tracks to go all the way back, or we could punch a hole in the floor and see what happens when we go right through. I've never tried to enter this void before. And it doesn't seem to be a custom block like the portals. Not carrying anything of use. I really do think that's just the world bottom. Whoa! It is not. I thought that would be like falling under admini. That's a pissed off Enderman. I neither heard nor looked at you before. And that Enderman seems to have given up their attack. Okay. We have another expedition to plan then. Seems like this isn't over yet. Oh my god, that thing's just gonna be around, isn't it? Can you still burn up in the sun if you're on a chicken? Well, the chicken burned too. There goes that again. It's almost like you're trying to keep me from what I just discovered. See, you guys are literally spawning in there with my cows, and that's not acceptable. Okay? I mean, I may be planning to eat them, but you don't get to. Goodbye. Let's see if we get hit again. Through here. Not what I wanted. Of course, I can't stop getting this now that I'm trying to investigate the back room some more. Every time I learn something new about these places, it's like... The craziest thing to me is how it was all there all along. Okay, we can kill that flow, jump up here, and just try heading down a different pipe. I mean, it's never... This is the weird thing about this realm. It's never allowed me more than a couple minutes of wandering around. But the first couple of times, I was able to run all the way down in my own pipe. So I wonder if leaving doesn't somehow start that randomized timer. And there we go. You just teleported me right back here. I don't bring any resources with me anywhere anymore. And it's just because I don't want to lose anything, but also then I get there and I don't have what I need. trying this again. I should really do this someplace, like, right immediately next to spawn. Like, right where I can drop down right away. So, here is gonna be the spot. And we're just gonna put that in there. Probably give it a little minute because we don't want to accidentally outpace it. Now remember, our current altitude is like 200 something. So we are a long way up. Nothing but white, foggy void down below. But there is something down below. There's always something below or above or outside, and that's why I'm starting to think that maybe this world wants to be toyed with. It gave us this portal. For better or worse, it gave us this portal, and at first it seemed like it was just trapping us, trying to put us somewhere where we're doomed, but that hasn't been the case. We've used the tools of the game to adapt to it. And now it's just become part of our experience. Well, maybe that's the idea. I talked about how this null just seems to be a player behaving like a player. We just have to see it as that, and not as a haunting. The sky is like a hazy, bright white, but the ground is completely, well, not. It's totally dark. I can't even make out texture. Oh, it's dirt. It's like the sky is white, but there's no light source. There's also no mobs anywhere. Same as the drains. The drains were also a world of dirt. I mean, I guess technically our world is also, but only dirt. Sometimes these shapes stand out against the sky, and it makes me a little bit nervous, especially with what we found over there. What's our altitude now? 73. We've never been... I don't think we've ever been forcibly teleported out of this realm. What happens if we start digging down? There's something even deeper, stone! It's like this chiseled, processed stone is your earth. I wonder if the same would be true in the other place, in the drains? I need to see how far this goes. It hasn't ejected me yet. Although the shadows do seem to be growing. You know what else is interesting? Aside from the stones themselves, this isn't anything I can use to craft. There's granite here. Another layer we're discovering? I guess I should know at this point, there's always another layer. Copper? And we're back. Without our stuff! Are you kidding me? Okay, well, I guess I was right to not bring anything real there. Maybe I can go get it? I can't move. In this particular spot, this block in particular, no, here too. It's not letting me back in. There's like resistance, I can't get near it. Oh, what, am I not invited back now? Maybe I can... You won't go away. What about this? You work. Wait, where did I get this sword from? What is happening? What is happening? Okay, I'm trying to crouch and move. I'm just gonna get myself further stuck, aren't I? It seems to be responding to what we just did. Hey, Enderman. Actually, the zombie doesn't even seem to notice us. This right here, repeatedly crouching and standing up, is kind of the only way to move along. That's not all. I think the mothership may have arrived. Oh my god. It's like whatever I just did suddenly triggered an invasion. I can't see it any other way. This is really exciting, but at the same time, really, I don't know. It's like communication and response, except I don't understand the language. Even my own house is blocked off by this stuff. Come on. Right-click removes blocks now. Sometimes. Sort of. I'm worried for what's going to happen when I try to chest. Yes. Okay. So can we consider anything in that box forfeit? You just turned to dirt when I placed that down. I can't mess with anything. I can't try to do anything. I can't use any of my resources. Trees are starting to disappear, partly. And there's even more appearing in the sky. All that, and you didn't give me a single seed. I feel like a sushi chef. It doesn't matter, I just need lots and lots of dirt. Each one representing a block I can travel. You just turned into dirt. Stuff's just turning into stuff now. I can't do anything. Like, I can't play the game when it's like this. I can potentially jump out and over, but there's just going to be another... Mobs are teleporting, not paying attention. I can walk right up to them and nothing happens. Can't hit them either, although they do still move in their animations, like they're idle. I, of course, need to know what's up there. But I can't use any tools. I'm going to want to collect as many dirt blocks as possible. It's about all I can do in this moment. Look at that. Nothing but darkness and spider eyes, and on the other side it looks like something else. Like the terrain is turned into something different. I don't know if that's dirt or another block entirely. I also can't help but realize it's completely silent. Silence is the kind of thing you don't notice until it's been so for some time, and this is one of those times. Okay, I'm going to... trying to estimate about how high that is. It's almost like you're the only one who also recognizes this. You're powerless to do anything about it, but you're staring right out over the abyss. Okay, there's a bunch, and everything resumes, and it's all gone. Great. Oh, and we have our stuff back. That was weird. It's like that whole thing was just a hallucination. Like, we were just scrambling around in the fields, looking at ghosts, looking at nothing. Everything is back just as it was. Okay, well, if that's going to be the case, then let's go. You explode here, I don't care. But we're coming to this place a lot more often, I've realized. I'm glad that whatever that was doesn't seem to have been permanent, but the fact that something like that could just come and go. I mean, I know I keep saying that it leaves you without the satisfaction of having anything to show anyone. And I think that was always part of what made glitches so scary. You could swear up and down at the lunch table that this happened to you, but you couldn't show it to anyone. Whether or not they believe you is up to them, but really it just comes down to speculation, exaggeration, and rumor. It all really felt like a response to digging too deep, like a response to what we just did. And the only thing I can think of right now is when we get back, to see if that did leave any trace on our real world whatsoever. And here we go. Great. Awesome, thank you. That's... Have we heard that sound before? You know, coming back here is a huge problem when there's just mob spam everywhere. Give me all that stuff, we need to try again. Well, I'm glad you guys are content to fight each other. I'm gonna be through here. You guys never seem to follow this way, so that's fine by me. Let's make this a little lower. You're perfectly content to put me in a wall. This is still here. With one light and one dark, it's almost like this is an anti-world to the drains. Like the exact opposite, although I'm pretty sure this place has been dark before, right? Like in the back rooms? Oh, it doesn't matter. This is just about seeing how deep we can go. There's like no rhyme or reason to these blocks. The geology here is absolutely fascinating. Still, as always, it's just a matter of time until we get ejected again. It's like a recurring dream, you know? We get a little closer each time, but we never quite manage it. There is more. Okay, don't you dare despawn me now. It's like a cave system, and what's really going to help us here is the fact that it seems like we can see in the fog. Right there, and right there. Just make sure it's clearly marked by torches so we know where this is. Let's, I always take screenshots of chords. Whoa. This is nuts. We're only 32 blocks from the bottom. Unfortunately, I don't really have any way of making more torches here. I kind of traveled light on purpose, you know, because of the tendency to just kill me. But it does give us a nice jumping off point. Is there something in here with me? It sounded like something really big was just moving. You heard it, didn't you? Thank goodness for this fog. Only... just how deep are we now? Oh, it's becoming impossible to see. Wait, maybe if we reduce the draw distance... maybe that's how you navigate this world. Wait, how low are we? We're at -3. There's negative. I don't think there's any doubt that this world and the other are where Null comes from, or where Null lives. But Null is beginning to seem like a lot more than a glitch. Every possibility we lose it all. I'm still waiting for the time when we get teleported out. But there's certain... it seems to be by specific location. I'm not convinced it'll always do it. We've come so deep. And this cave is getting narrower and narrower. This is exhilarating, but also terrifying. Like, look, I don't think I could find my way back if I tried. The point of no return is long since past. Even the fog seems to be getting darker. Down here at -44. We started at 201, remember? You know what we've never tried? It's potentially a real bad idea. We've never tried sleeping in this realm. Also, these blocks look a little different. Tough. Something's out here. Something's here, and I don't know if I like it. I have entered somebody's house, and they don't like that either. Only thing I can think to do right now is to simply seal myself in and understand that if I look straight up and keep mining, the fog at 2 draw distance will give me a little bit of room where I can see. Oh, we're starting to hit dirt. That's good news. There we are. Can we even see where we came from here? We were very close all along, actually. So we've made it back. Yeah, I think my new goal is going to be to try and sleep here. Otherwise, looks like we're taking the elevator. Wait, do you see that? There's another room that way. Hold on. And you just eventually gave up and just auto-killed me. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Well, now I get to run all the way back there. Once again, this mod is very often riding a fine line between incredibly cool and really unnecessarily annoying. I Okay, how about we just try putting it to peaceful? I actually kind of want to see what this mod's answer to that is. It doesn't work. Yeah, I kind of figured something like that would happen. Yeah, it removes you momentarily, but then it switches it to easy. But it is useful for getting rid of whatever threats are around right now. It seems the changes that happened to the house are no longer there. The thing is I don't want to make or use any tools because it will arbitrarily and randomly take it all away. Why not rest now? There are monsters nearby. Well, it's eternal night, so there's always going to be monsters nearby. If we get a little bit higher. Of course, it's not going to end, but what I need next is... I'm going to try and start an otherworld farming program that'll ensure that there's always ways to make new torches. That was really... Whenever there's a tense, quiet moment like that, one that seems to come out of nowhere, it's like you've just realized you've walked halfway into a trap. There's a game I played a long while back, even before I played it on the channel. It was the Ghostbusters one from like 15 years ago. And there's a moment that's always stuck with me, and that's where you're in the basement of a library, and things are sort of calm, but also very tense. And the character Ray says over the radio, "Event imminent." And that's something I often think about. You just went through. But we have not gone to the same place. I guess that means that you're in the drains. Sorry, chicken. You're probably cooked by now. I mean, I doubt you have the intelligence to avoid that. Anyway, if we look out here... Yes. Oh, I don't think these are buildings. I think these are just clouds. Yes, I think this whole place is just built right above cloud level. So here's what we're gonna do. I don't know what the actual light levels are in here. We may have to fill this out with torches. But let's just start planting saplings. See what they do, you know? Let's see if the Catch Me platform still works. It does. Excellent. I still hear you. Chicken, are you just inside the blocks? Do you not really ascend to the astral plane? It sort of seems that way. But anyway, now that we're here, it should be quite possible to make a bed, and then we can see what happens. Do you mind if I borrow one of your crafting benches? There we are. Go like that, and go like that. Let's do this close to origin, and see what happens. Simply nothing. It just doesn't work. Do you just see that? There's mobs spawning on the dirt up there. Unbelievable. Well, that wasn't there before. New neighbors, huh? Maybe we should go say hi? Give me just a moment. I'm gonna put my stuff away. This is why I left crates everywhere. You guys see what happened? No, I don't suppose you would. cows are notoriously blind. Looks like we're gonna have to build ourselves a bridge to this one. Alright, you be gone. If the game's not gonna play fair, why should I? This way. That'll prevent anything from following me. It's a full cozy house, complete with a bed. A fairly standard Minecraft cabin. Problem is, what's it doing overlooking my property line? Steak? Coal? There's stuff here. Is it a good idea to take it, though? Players in multiplayer servers don't tend to take too kindly to that. It really does just seem like any player's loadout. So basically, I'm of two minds for this null right now. Either a player who somehow became trapped in the game they were obsessed with, or the game desperately wanting to be a player. And I don't know which thought is creepier. Look at that. If we try to sleep and wake up, we're staring straight into their window. It's like Null watches me sleep. Obviously, this mod relies on some really meta themes, and apparently it's even based on an ARG from a long time ago. Like, it's actually an adaptation we're playing. But the meta may actually be more than we even knew. Some of you, since the last part, have actually been pushing me to have a look inside the mod itself. And I believe we should be able to open it with 7-zip. Okay, I mean, I wouldn't really know how to read all this. I did actually open it up last time so that I could use the song we hear in the back rooms as the ending. Okay, you can see stuff here. Wait, what is that? World 2. World 2 converted to 1.20.1. That's a world! There's a world file in there. Hang on. Let's back up to here. What the heck? Go here. Into... I don't want to accidentally put it inside another world. Back to Minecraft with us. Right here. It just appears as New World. Let's see. Oh my god. Look at that. I thought we were in like a chunk error or something, but our entire inventory is broken, showing missing texture icons. But wait, but not the missing texture icons for Minecraft, missing texture icons like for Source. Right-clicking causes things to be removed from my inventory. Is this... Wait. Is this fire? Is this fair? It's written backwards, or approximately backwards. It's doing the deep slate thing here as well. We have very low health. It's going to take a long time for us to get up here. This looks simultaneously player-built and not. Like it's a chunk just cleaved straight to the bottom. Part of me, to fill in a story, almost thinks that like a chunk error appeared in someone's world, and then they came down to investigate, and somehow whatever they found in that chunk error is the cause of all this. But converted to 1.20.1, that suggests that this was originally made in a much older version, right? Still, it was already converted in the folder. I didn't need to do it myself. Up here seems like a fairly normal world. Although this area is completely enclosed. After all the time we've spent, it feels like a surreal dream. No, we're visiting you where you came from. And of course, you're still here. Now, this is interesting because normally when I've started a new world with this mod, it's been a day and then there's been an event where you joined. Not so here. You're already here. Can we dig down? No, I was gonna say a cross usually means a grave. I can't tell if the sun is moving. It's just nice to see the sun again, you know? Let's go see what's up in this tower. At least the mobs are behaving normally, right? Still, we can't take even... Wait, October 14th, 2018. Thank you guys, but I think I need to build my own base. Okay. Empty room, 1 iron, 1 per 1 day. Can I rent this room? Sure. That's funny. I came in thinking it would be a room full of crazy signs placed at angles all over the place, but it seems like pretty regular server communication. Diex D412's room. Oh, they got some good enchanting going. But every item on the server has been broken. Sorry, I don't mean to mess with history like this. Being here feels wrong. It feels like an intrusion. Nice deco. It's weird though, like leaving signs out like this instead of using the in-game chat, it's like post-it note communication. Almost like they weren't on at the same times. Pool. Yep. Well, that was refreshing. Thank you for crafting fishing rod. This is the only thing that actually works. I don't want to take it though. Can we open this through a fence? We can't. It's making me nervous hearing all these mobs everywhere. Oh, clan storage. Can you please get more oak wood? Okay, thank you. The state of this, we unfortunately can't tell if they did. This is a really nice base. Wait, I think I'm reading this the wrong way. I am so back. This is 2019. Yo, hi. Where have you been? Just some troubles with my family. Oh. It's like these were the communications. We're just seeing them in a different way, a way that's been preserved for us. We can't discount that. Maybe it is for us. It's here in the mod file. Okay. I definitely need some food. I need to find a crafting bench. I feel a lot better once this is all done. Let's get some healing done. The fog is coming in even here. It lowered my draw distance, but there was no sound. Mod seems to behave, like, fundamentally differently here. Like, it knows that this is the world being played specifically. It's like it's going a bit easier on me. "2018. What happened to the chat? I don't know. Discord server got deleted too. Just changed my nickname. It's Zero Null Void Zero. Oh, somebody asked who they are. Y'all, they stole our old base. Bruh, Discord server got deleted. We can't report them." Somebody had a nice room. Of course, we can't use anything. We're learning a lot of names here. Ram to die. How have I never thought to do this with a bed? I guess it doesn't matter. It really does feel like I'm just walking through somebody else's sad memories. Sad only because, I don't know, it's like they didn't realize they were in the good old days, you know? Nether portal up there. What happens if we tried this? Nothing. But music disc 13. Is there some reason to walk around out here? Not that I can see. Although I am certainly getting ideas for Mystery House. Alright, this kind of takes from the atmosphere. I don't think a nether portal in this shape would have been possible years ago, would it? Like, isn't being able to do stuff like this a relatively recent update? Almost as if somebody was on this world recently. The sun appears to be underground now, and this time we did get a sound. Is there any reason to go into the nether? It's in one of these, like, ashy biomes. And they built a netherrack bridge over the pit. These things are hopping around all over the place and the sound is scaring the bejesus out of me. It ends right here. I feel like I've just been made to walk the plank. Oh, how did we go from the bright and cheerful so quickly to this? You're gonna be annoying, so a brief look around and then I head back. There's no torches, no nothing. The only thing to indicate players were ever here is that stretch of netherrack. You leave me alone. We're gonna go downstairs and have a look at the rest of the structures. Just a group of friends on their shared Minecraft server. There was Minecraft drama, somebody stealing their base, being unable to do anything about it because a Discord was deleted, and one of them returning after a long time to talk about family problems. It's like the relative calm right before a personal disaster. This is weird. I didn't expect this to start getting into some real feelings that, like, I think a lot of people who have had groups like this will be able to relate to. This whole thing just has the air of being frozen in time right before everything went wrong. Now, what is this? Looks like some kind of Carvana showroom. Can this structure even be entered? There's a couple of doors down there. Little minecart just in the middle of the room. The silence is deafening. Let's get ourselves a spawn point. There we go. RAM to die only. You've boarded up your little corner of the server. I just got the worst feeling all down my spine, like I'm trespassing. A book and quill. February 2nd, 2018. A weird structure appeared in the enchantment room. I'm not really sure who placed it here because I was offline for 2 days. Maybe it's just admin trolling us. Okay, on the 3rd, structure made a weird sound. I think my game started to lag a bit. And fun fact, every mob despawns if it comes too close to the structure. I love these plugins. Time to build a base for all of us. The clan must grow. A null date. The server will become our grave, and this world will be our cathedral. No one will ever know where we are. No one will ever remember us. And I hope he will finally say goodbye. Wait, there's something on page 20. Deep down under the bedrock hides he no more. We're gonna keep this on us. These are opening doors. Hang on, I'm gonna have to start breaking this up. Yes. You sealed off what's beyond. You sealed off the enchanting room. What is that block? This block that was so toxic that even mobs can't exist near it. I can't interact. And I can't seem to break it either. There's more of them. I was thinking null. Okay, null, like a game glitch, like it's not able to return what text would constitute a name. But we saw a player by that name here, just in among the group. Hang on. I have an idea. Let's start trying to invoke these names. Oh my god! Connection lost. You are not whitelisted on this server. Oh my god, I guess you didn't appreciate that either. I don't know who started this or if any of them intended this, but this is where it starts. It's like they've become part of the game itself, the place where they spent so much time. Oh, and I know another name to invoke. Let's try and go in here. Hang on. No, I'm just banned from that world. I'll probably have to re-extract if I want to try again. Banned from a single-player world. Alright, I can come back having replaced the world. But I've got to do the whole dance of climbing all the way back up there. Funnily enough, right-clicking causes items in my inventory to disappear even if I'm not holding them. Wait, we can actually see what those are. Protected Void. It's some of the only blocks which are actually working. There's a couple of bridges down there. And a really strange structure here. Let's see what that's about. Oh, is this some kind of, like, silo? I do wonder if there's something up there. But that covered bridge doesn't seem to lead to anything in particular. There's a pile of dirt right over it, like a glitch in the world gen or something. You don't need powered rails this frequently. It's not making any noise whatsoever. While I was writing that, it was completely silent. Well, there's an incomplete nether portal. That's certainly not old world gen. But then again, I'm not really sure. I'm taken aback because this feels, the whole mod feels like beta world gen, like beta spawning, and yet these communications are as recent as 2019? Hang on. I'm gonna try putting together our own little thing here. Oh, my God. Now, unfortunately, I don't have enough to make a complete one of these. And I can't break one if I tried. Now it is making noise in reverse. And I checked, because what I've noticed is that when the sound cuts out, sometimes, if it's going to appear in the recording, I'll still be able to see the levels on OBS. When I was coming through, I had no levels on OBS. That's weird. It's like a single snow block. Anything in the caves beneath the cross? Nothing seems to be spawning. It also doesn't really look like they mined it either. I mean, there's coal right there in plain sight. Look at these caves down below. Are there gonna be bad things inside here? Sounds like it. Howdy. It really is just darkness. It's just an empty space. It's really dark. But yeah, it seems like it is just empty space and that hopper down there, that setup. Oh, I get it. This is probably like a mob spawner. Or rather a mob farm, right? Like they fall down there and then their stuff gets put into the hopper to be put into the chest? This book is going to be the key to everything. A weird structure appeared in the enchantment room. So whatever this is, it doesn't start with them. It's not something they did, or at least I don't think so. Something happened all the way back then. But then it's this last one, of course. The server will become our grave. No one will ever know where we are. No one will remember us. and I hope he will finally say goodbye. So who's he? The line that of course disturbs me the most is, deep down under the bedrock, he hides no more. Because that makes it sound like it's something that could have always been there. Just something we never had the means to reach. Like some entity whose door we've knocked on many times but never heard a response from. Was this here before? I'm honestly not sure. Well look, I'm going to claim this bed as a spawn point, right? I'm gonna set my stuff away. And then we're gonna find out what happens when we plunge ourselves right into a chunk error. Or at least something that seems like a chunk error. Even in the middle of all their drama, weird stuff was happening to the server. Down we go. But there's not much more to be said about it. It behaves the same as any other chunk error. Do you remember last episode when I said that this whole mod has like a nostalgic melancholy to it? Well, what more so fits that description than an old abandoned Minecraft world? Especially one with the communications between players still intact, hinting at their imperfect lives, but as we're reading this, we're walking through that escape from their imperfect lives. Unfortunately, we still don't know what strangeness it was that interrupted that, whether it was an action taken on one of their parts, or if it was something that was as much an intrusion as when it happened to us, but it seems like we are getting a taste of the same thing. We've got to try invoking them all. Nothing for you. It's Ram to Die and Null. Those are the ones that get a response. But you changed your name. When we said Null, I mean, it killed us. But all it really did was make it so that we had to respawn and close us out of our world, but you get the idea. When we said Ram to Die, that was a much more aggressive response. Now, 2019, that is well after every other communication we've seen dated. So this person was away from the server for like over a year, and I think it's our Null. So that makes more sense. So it was actually changed to Ram to Die, but you went back, sort of, went for a minimalistic approach. Well, that's one more name for us to invoke then. I'm bracing every time I do this. Nothing. This server will become their grave. I wonder if this person didn't leave for a long time in amid all their problems and come back deciding that this was where they wanted to stay forever. That they and all their friends would remain a part of Minecraft, doing the same things for eternity. That's what I'm starting to get the impression of, but of course it's all so unclear. This is so much deeper than I imagined, even for all the time that I've spent on it in my own world. It's very weird to see a story like this, something so nostalgic, talking about 2019. I mean, it was even weird for the beta. I don't know, this whole thing just has me comparing timescales all throughout my life, and I think that's almost inevitable when talking about games, and with the lasting power of Minecraft, it's even more so for this. I mean, you look at a world and you think of it as something you've just done, but then you realize, oh man, that was all the way back in 2015? That was 10 years ago. And then you start comparing, well, I had already been playing for like 5 years at that point. Oh, who were my friends then? Oh, I haven't talked to him in this long. It feels like we were just chatting. It's just, it all passes by so quickly, doesn't it? It's the good old days, immortalized as a prison, maybe by someone who decided on behalf of everyone else that there was no moving on. Instantly. The instant I come back to this world, you may not sleep now, there are monsters nearby. This area is going to get a crafting bench and a chest. What I want to do is test the viability of growing stuff around here, and anything that I really want to keep, anything I don't want to lose, will go into this chest. But we're not worried about that right now. First, what I'm worried about is we'll find a place that's well lit. In other words, in place right next to a torch. Up here should suffice. And we're gonna place some water here, which we can do. We're going to till right here. Look at that, null potatoes. It's more likely than you think. Look at you doing nonsense again. I can't pick the stuff up. This thing won't open now. It's very selective of when it's actually doing the open animation. I have what's in my inventory, but nothing more. And when it does do the opening, it doesn't hold it. Something is happening. Yes, it is, because you're not attacking me anymore. And I'm not seeing any of those structures in the sky. I can't use the Nether portal. It acts like it's about to work and then it just doesn't. Okay, now is not the time for this. Now is not the time for this. I honestly expected to walk forward and find my stuff not even here. If I toss another item on the floor, say a piece of redstone dust, I can't pick that up either. Anything. And then what about this? Can't break anything. It's in another one of those moods. Okay, let's put our stuff away and try and use the portal up there. Of course, being extra suspicious of this little cabin that's moved in next door. I keep thinking one of these days I'll see a dark, shadowy player head moving in the window. I can hit you, but you've no interest in hitting me. It's like before, but a little different in some ways. Like, I couldn't touch you at all before. What happens if we try and use one of these? Absolutely nothing. It's not even solid. This rain's not gonna let up. I seem to have wandered outside of rain range. It is not behaving like my render distance is where I said it should be. Okay, that's more like it. But still, it's like the entire world is in stasis. I feel like I'm in a dark snow globe. Nobody here this time around. I don't know if it's just coincidence, but things always seem to go wildest right after I use one of the null portals. I thought things couldn't get any weirder with the sun hanging in the sky for weeks at a time. I thought we were in for the same thing, but with night. But now, even though the mobs are moving, nothing acknowledges me. Not even the portals will take me. The items won't be picked up off the ground. It's like I'm not even here. Like I'm walking around, I'm seeing things, but it's like there's no interaction between the player and the environment. It's all kinds of things that seem like just superficial bugs at first, but then when you really think about them and what they mean for you, well, it becomes a lot more existentially terrifying. And now, as we go through all of this, I just can't stop thinking about the ones who came before. Those normal people, not some mystic evil, just normal people having interactions just like any of us have had in the not-so-distant past. And how whatever happened to them is happening to us right now. Even hearing the sound of the spider outside, it just punctuates how unnaturally silent all of this is. And now as we go through this, I can't help but think of the ones who came before. The ones who... I think that's the worst part, because when we learned... I think that's the worst part, because when we found that secret, it wasn't some ancient scribblings of mystic lunatics. I think that's the worst part. We found that old world embedded in the files of the mod itself. And the occupants, it seems, weren't some ancient mystics who were crazed out of their minds and worshipping Baphomet or whatever. It was normal people having normal conversations in the not-so-distant past, so, like, at the same time as we ourselves would have been doing so. And I don't know, maybe it's making me think of how even the things we're doing right now are just tomorrow's memories. They can have just as much importance ascribed to it. I'm sure there's so much more to this, and if so, I'm sure I'll be back, but I may not have played for quite as long this time, about half the length of recording. But things have gotten so much deeper in a really big hurry, and if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this mod out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.